Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Here we are on Wednesday, April 15th, noon on the East Coast. Uh, some special guests with us today. We got Diego Scotty, who will give us an update. Had a great LinkedIn post yesterday about how the True Power brand is defined by action, not talk. We'll talk to him in a moment. Of course, we've got Christy as well. Today, though, no Hans. Hans is currently on a call with the president, President Trump, and about 53 other business leaders from America as they're working on the Great American Economic Revival. He was invited to join that, so good to have our representation there as we're looking at ways to get America going as well as the world and country. I want to share a couple of quick things before we get to Diego. Yesterday in the New York Post, we can go and switch over to that slide. Look at that. One of our employees recognized as a hero of the day. That's something the New York Post is doing there. That's an operations manager out of New York City, Scott Kissart. He's homeschooling two kids while his wife, who's a nurse practitioner, works nights at a busy hospital in the city. Way to go, Scott, and all of the team there in New York. But that's not all. On the New York Daily News, getting some love out of the Big Apple. On the next slide here, calling out the work we're doing to feed the front line. That includes first responders, that we are donating meals to. More about our societal efforts with Diego in a minute, as well as a thank you from some of the team down in Richmond University Medical Center. Thank them for everything they're doing. To take that time to thank us is really powerful and moving. So a lot going on, like I said. I want to start with this, a lot about thanks, not only for the folks, first responders, the teams out keeping customers connected, but employees around Verizon. Let's run the video, please.
To all our Verizon employees, we've never been so proud of our technicians, engineers, store employees, and customer service reps who are doing critical work all over the country. At a time when the country is forced to be apart, you're helping us come together. Our customers are making an average of 800 million calls, 8 billion texts per day, and you've kept our network reliable through it all, keeping people connected and safe at home. So thank you. Because of you, we're here and we stand ready.
A lot of purpose behind that video right there, talking about our employees and the job they're doing. I'm going to bring in Diego Scotty now, our Chief Marketing Officer and good friend of mine. I've got a good connection here today. So, Diego, how's the team doing? Tell us what they've been working on. And I think it's really been visible there, especially with the LinkedIn post yesterday, talking about all that's going on.
Hey, Jeremy, it's good to be here. Thanks for having me. It's really great to be able to talk about what's going on with the brand and our customers for two reasons. One, because it's in times of crisis in which brands, in a lot of cases, lose their way, unfortunately, because they just get overwhelmed by what's happening and they start just moving in many different directions without a clear sense of purpose. And the second one is because I'm also very proud of the fact that last November we introduced our new purpose. We created networks that move the world forward. That because of the reason of dealing with the crisis, I think it served us really, really well in terms of everything that we've done since we started with this work. The importance of the post that you mentioned on LinkedIn was critical because it's really what you do as a brand, your actions that define how consumers, customers are going to perceive you and value not just what you say in advertising. So although I'm very proud of commercials like the ones that you just saw, thanking our employees or every work that anything that we do in terms of our advertising is really what we do, what makes a difference. So since the beginning, we really focus on one critical point, which is how are we going to be helpful to our customers, to our employees, and to society in general. And I'll tell you, since the beginning, that has served us very well because it put out there a very clear compass in terms of how we needed to act and everything that we do. And I tell you, I'm very proud of the team. We were the first brand in America, that had a TV commercial with the communication around COVID-19. The team moved really fast to be out there with a message that was relevant. When I go back now 4 weeks, we started with being helpful around a message on our network reliability that is so important. We also focus on online support and making sure that our customers could also get the support that they need as some of our stores were closed or shutting down. And then the support for our businesses, our customers, that also need support during these difficult times. So a lot of work, and I think when I talk about employees, Up to Speed Live is a great example of something that came out of the notion of how we're going to be helpful to our employees. So if I look at society, when I look at society, a lot has been done in the last few weeks, and there were three areas that we thought were very important for us to focus on. You've heard a lot of this from Hans and Christy in previous editions, but we decided to focus on education, in particular with youth. You've seen that we tripled the data for more than 100,000 students that are part of the Verizon Innovative Learning. And we created a great partnership with the New York Times to give access to their educational tools and their digital editions to more than 14 million high school students all over the country. So that's a terrific effort. The second one was supporting healthcare workers. So we donated $5 million to the World Health Organization, very relevant today. I always say that the WHO is one of those organizations that it might not be perfect, but it's our best hope around the world to be able to help those in need. So we donated $5 million to them, and we also donated $5 million to several organizations that support healthcare workers on the front lines. And the third one is, how do we support small businesses? And you mentioned Pay It Forward. I have a little secret for tomorrow that I wanted to share with you, that tomorrow the artist in our Pay It Forward concert is going to be Luke Bryan. So I hope everybody's excited. There you go. Luke Bryan is going to be there tomorrow. And I tell you, this idea of Pay It Forward Live started with a very simple premise. There's not enough money in the world in terms of grants that can help small businesses stay alive. The way to do it is to get every single person to do something, to get a gift card, buy and ordering dinner tonight, shop online. So the premise of this program is very simple. We are going to get everyone to take action. And I tell you, last night we had our gaming edition that is on Tuesdays. So we do this on Tuesdays and on Thursdays. 6.3 million people tune in to watch these gamers going at it in their gaming battle. And it keeps growing. It keeps growing and it keeps growing. So this is about creating a movement. We've created a movement, and we're very proud of it. And lastly, I think something that you are going to hear very, very soon is that this Saturday, there's a big event happening. We have the One World Together at Home event with Global Citizen. We are a very proud sponsor and partner of Global Citizen, so one of 8 companies that will be there represented. And this is a 2-hour telethon, I would call it, that all big networks in the US, ABC, NBC, CBS, the BBC, all over the world, our own Yahoo will be also broadcasting. But artists from every network and every line of business in the US are going to come together to really celebrate the spirit that is behind those healthcare workers that are making everything possible to help us during this, to help humans during this crisis. And we're going to have a text to donate function through Verizon that you're going to see during the whole telecast to ask people to donate, so then the WHO can also get the funds that they need. So all in all, a lot going on. I'm very proud of the work that the team is doing, Jeremy.
Yeah, a lot of work, and appreciate, for those of us on the CMO team, we have a couple of check-ins with Diego, and we had a little DJ on Friday. Luckily, you all couldn't see me dancing, but I'll tell you, you don't want to see that anyway. But I appreciate everything you and the team are doing, and Pay It Forward Live is a good reminder. My wife and I, we just ordered out lunch, so we'll have that soon. But no lack of things that are going on there. Christy has a lot today as well, including some about nurses and teachers and things that are happening out in society as well. Christy, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks so much, Jeremy, and thanks for that lead-in. And great to hear about the success of Pay It Forward from Diego. What an exciting program. I have a gamer who loves Tuesday night, and I have other members of the family that love the music and love Thursday night. So I really think this is a very, very innovative program that's been put together. But just building on that, I'm really excited to make an announcement today around another way in which Verizon is showing up to help people in society. And in particular, I want to announce a new offering for nurses and teachers. So now more than ever, we recognize the sacrifices and the importance of those who are supporting and serving in our communities. So starting April 23rd, next Thursday, Verizon is expanding our best wireless unlimited pricing to nurses and teachers who are doing some of the most critical work in our society by keeping our students engaged in learning and keeping our friends, family, and neighbors cared for. So this, I think, is a very exciting program. Mix and match FiOS internet plan discounts will start in May. And these nurses and teachers join the active military, veterans, and first responders who also already benefit from this pricing. So, Jeremy, we feel like this is just another way that Verizon is thanking those everyday heroes for everything they do, not just during this challenging time, but every day. And speaking of heroes, I know we're feeling and skewing a little bit towards Up to Speed Heroes edition here today, but to be honest, it feels great to be able to highlight some of these rays of sunshine here. And so we've got so many people out there performing without capes, who don't have superpowers, but are really just going above and beyond to make a difference for their fellow neighbors, citizens, others in society. And within Verizon, our V-teamers are just those folks, and they're finding continuing creative ways to do that. So I'd love to play a video of two of our V-teamers leading in an exemplary way. Thanks, Jeremy.
In Verizon, I take new emerging tech, have a look at them, see if Verizon has a good use case, and then we try and prototype them, and then see if we can push them to production.
I do mostly software development and machine learning type projects.
I was kind of looking at volunteer opportunities across the board.
Stratasys, the 3D printing company that we source our printers through, we saw that Stratasys was putting together a coalition of partners to print visors with a face shield on the front of it because there's a serious lack of those parts. Both of my sisters are nurses. One of them works at a hospital in Florida. And the other one actually just volunteered to go work up in Manhattan.
This is one of the best things that we can do with the resources that we have.
We are specifically printing the visor. We send those to Stratasys and they attach the face shield to them, and then they ship those to the hospitals.
They added us to their COVID shop, which is like an online community where a lot of these hospitals are allowed to log in and set up orders. We can print about 200 to 300 as of today with the materials we have.
Just the opportunity to, be able to do something to help, even if it's, kind of small. It's just good to do.
It really feels amazing, the fact that you can make a difference, and the fact that we're kind of using technology as well that we have to at least help and support in such a huge scale.
Wow. I am so excited to see those kind of stories, and I want to give a huge thank you to Samanath and Corbin for really exemplifying the heart and spirit of what it means to be a V-teamer, and the nurses and the other healthcare professionals that will benefit from the products you're making. Just building on something Diego mentioned, we have our V-teamer volunteer platform where folks can go in and find suggested ideas for volunteering or giving back, especially with COVID. We've got a whole segment sectioned off to give you ideas for how you could do that virtually, because I know so many of you are wondering, how can I help and how can I do more for those in need? And shifting gears from that, as we think about society, I know that's another question, Jeremy, on a lot of V-teamers' minds. Where do we go from here? And we see in the media and in the news a number of countries around the world, be it in Asia, some in Europe, and now even here in the United States, a lot of dialogue about what does reopening society look like, and how is that going to apply to us as the V-team? And so I think I want to just leave all the V-teamers out there with an assurance that we're actively involved in discussions with the leadership. You heard already from Jeremy Huntz is involved at the national level, and also Verizon through our partnership and engagement with other global organizations is having a voice as well, to make sure that we are able to plan for and be responsible in how we help societies reopen and help keep our V-teamers safe. And so more information will be coming. I shared earlier in the week when we talked recently with Joe Russo, and again this week, that we really think about 3 phases for how we're handling our response to coronavirus. First was really standing up and reacting to and having a crisis response. And we started that in mid-January for Asia and in February for Europe and the United States. And we continued those activities even through today and going forward. 2+ weeks ago, we started really saying, okay, we're going to have to operate in the state past March. And we said through April at least. So how do we take and make this situation that we're in effective and have ways for every V-teamer to contribute and be productive? We have literally tens of thousands of V-teamers doing virtual training right now to either learn how to do their current job in a remote work basis or learn the skills they need to take on an alternative work assignment so that they can continue to contribute and be on the team here as we seek to keep the world connected. And then this third phase that Hans and the leadership team are turning our attention to as well is how might we begin to, quote, reopen as various governments around the world begin to reopen their economies. And so more to come, and we know this is top of mind for all of you, and we're actively participating with leaders around the world, business leaders, as well as the leaders here at Verizon to make sure we begin to have a path for what that would look like. Back to you, Jeremy.
Christy, thanks for all of those updates, and so proud that we're able to extend that offer to nurses and teachers, as well as first responders and those who are actively serving in the military and veterans as well. So that's good to see. And some $45 million in donations that Verizon has put out for COVID-19 relief efforts so far. I mean, Diego talked about some of them, but it's just really, really good stuff that's going on there. Question for you, Diego. I was reading this morning, one industry study said we've got some of the most empowering marketing and ad materials out there right now. What is the market saying? And what are consumers saying? I know that's a big part of the marketing organization as well.
The first thing that I want to say is I really want to thank all of our engineers and technicians that make our network America's most reliable network. Because in a way, as a marketer, as a brand expert, if you don't have a good product, you can put, you can make the best commercials in the world, but sooner or later it catches up with you. One of the things that we're seeing in the marketplace today is that our message is resonating, but then when customers are having the experience with our products or the actions that we're taking, they are finding that everything that we're saying is true. It's so important, especially in this time, in this day and age, to be truthful with everything that you're doing and the product that you bring into the marketplace. So what's happening with some of our competitors is that their product is not as good. So they might put the beautiful commercial out there, but then when you have the experience, we're seeing that now, especially during this moment in time, they're seeing declines on perception. So what we're seeing from customers, and you were referencing something that we just learned yesterday, that we were awarded the most empowering ad of the year so far with the Paid Forward campaign because of what it says. But most important, what we're seeing is continuous increases on perceptions around the brand in terms of the quality of our network, in terms of the affinity with the brand, in terms of how much people love Verizon, and also the point about how much do we care about making a positive impact in society, which is also the result of everything that we're doing. So where are we going from here? An interesting shift is happening in the marketplace, and I'm glad that we were first to be there with messages and actions that made sense. But today, I think what's happening is that a lot of people are saying, well, enough with empty ads from brands that talk about thanking me for being me, or just saying we're there for you, but there's no action. So I'm glad that we were there with substance. We'll continue to do so. But there are two things that we're going to be doing and focusing moving forward. One is the reliability of our network, and the reliability of what we do is now more important than ever. So you're going to see a lot of the messages that are going to come in the marketplace in the next few weeks, continuing to drive that message. And second, connecting to what Christy introduced, what an amazing action that is to support first responders, military, nurses, teachers, those people that put their lives on the line every day for us to give them the best service and our best pricing ever. So you're going to see us going hard at that message and making sure that that is not only just an offer, but that is a great action from this brand that believes in reliability being more than just the communication. Reliability is what we do as a brand and as a group of people.
Good words there, Diego. I appreciate that. And one other announcement this morning, we're going to take the next slide, Chris. Apple announced a brand new version of the iPhone SE. Another way that folks can stay connected there. It's a lot of the great features found in its flagship, but an affordable price and much smaller size. You can order that as with anything from VerizonWireless.com starting this Friday at 8 a.m. or on the My Verizon app. So that's out there, and I do appreciate you joining us today, Diego. I'm going to switch over to Christy now for her final thoughts today.
Thanks so much. Thanks again for all the V-teamers out there. We know that it's a really trying time, and we think having good information and hearing from the leaders is important. So we look for your feedback. We follow your questions. Please send any notes to the COVID webpage, Ask Christy box, if there's more on your mind that you're not hearing from us. And we meet every day as a leadership team to make sure we've got the right action plans to keep the networks connected, keep all of you safe, and then support all of our customers worldwide so that we can get through this together. So we just want to say thanks for your resilience. Thanks for the great examples. You inspire us, and we look forward to talking again tomorrow.
Good. Christy, thank you so much for that. You mentioned questions. You can always send those questions to us at live@verizon.com. Just drop us an email so we can get those in and see what is on your mind. Also, want to take a look ahead to what's coming up this week. Friday, we're going to extend out our Wellness Friday series. Guru from Verizon Media will be joined by Dr. Kavita Patel, one of the Yahoo medical contributors. They'll be taking your questions about health and well-being and all of those things. So look forward to that Friday at the end of our normal Up to Speed live time from 12:30 to 1 p.m. Eastern. Hans will give us an update later today on the Verizon News Instagram on his conversation and all the things that are happening in his world. Instagram Live on Verizon News at 3 p.m. today. And finally, I want to say a thank you. 4 years ago, we launched something called Up to Speed. When we went out with it, we knew we wanted to keep people connected with what was happening around and inside Verizon. And I would just like to say thank you to the whole team who has made that possible over the last few years. There's a few people out there who are making that work every single day. We've got Andy, Jess, Katie, Pete, Matt. There's so many people I'm going to forget, but thank you all. And we'll be back with you again tomorrow. Donna, of course, and Jim as well. But we'll be back with you tomorrow at noon for the next Up to Speed Live. Till next time, you're up to speed.